Okay, so we're recording. What the fuck is what is the narrator's name? The journalist? Is it Gail or Gal?
I don't know.
Did you go back and watch the first movie?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me go and do that real quick.
I don't know if it's Gal Roberts or Gail Roberts.
I'm going to pause this. Her name is Gal. Her name is Gal in this.
Okay. What was it in?
We said Gail.
Oh, shit.
In the first one, it's Gal. Hold on, let me see. When they get to the talking heads.
I thought they were pronouncing it Gail.
Who said it was Gail? Nobody said it was Gail.
Then what the fuck?
Hold on. I forgot about the roommate. Let's see what her lower third is. It's Gal. Oh my God, we made it up.
I thought that it was pronounced Gail.
I'm
so lost.
No, I thought that it said Gail. Nobody ever says her name. It's just the lower third.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the captions with the brackets, it all says Gal. I'm delusional. I literally thought it was Gail.
I am Delulu.
Wow. Okay. I'm B.
I'm Smage.
Welcome to Cinemuck.
Where we talk about all things cinema.
And all things muck.
Today, we're going to talk about horror in the high desert to Minerva.
I will cut at the very beginning. Here's me editing me. Put this at the very beginning. If you do not want to listen to us ramble about how shitty the story writing of this
and
movie
how
is,
jumpy everything is,
skip to, I don't know when it's going to be, around 20 minutes. Skip to around there. Because up from here until then, we don't know what the fuck's going on. I feel like they just wanted it to just be Minerva.
I do too.
But they were just like, but nobody's going to know that it's from us.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been from you.
It shouldn't have been from anyone, really.
This movie pissed me off.
This is another one of those two fat bitches.
Two fat bitches.
Two fat bitches on a couch are going to say, hey, this is how I would have made it better. Here's how I would have made it better. I wouldn't have made it.
I wouldn't have made it. I would not have made this fucking
It did
movie.
not fit anything.
I think I wrote at the end of my notes, obviously, if you can't tell, we don't recommend this movie.
I don't recommend this movie.
I don't recommend this movie.
I wouldn't even say it's a put it on in the background kind of film.
It's not.
Just don't watch it.
It's not a good continuation of the second film.
No.
Which it felt like it was supposed to be.
I thought so. I don't know if you saw the preview for, apparently there's a Horror in the High Desert 3 Firewatch, which came out, I believe, this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So it's not even like out for us to watch. It came out in like March, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or it was either March of 2023 or 2024. I don't remember which one it said.
So it's not on like platforms yet?
I didn't see it, no. Which makes me think it came out this year. But that one is what I thought this one was going to be. It's that guy who goes into the desert to try and find one, Gary, and two, that cabin where Gary got murked. And that's what that film is. That's not what this film is.
No.
I was so pissed off. I was like, what the fuck is this movie?
I don't understand what the hell this was. Because it was like, it felt like, I mean, one, we had Gal, the investigative journalist from the first movie.
Yeah.
So there's a continuation of this.
Yes.
But it felt like this should have been almost anthology-ish.
And the narrator is apparently the guy.
The director.
The director from the first movie.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it.
What the fuck else?
Other than that, I have no idea what the hell is going on.
The commonalities are them two, and then this happens in the Nevada desert.
That's it.
What?
In a different Nevada desert, I'm pretty sure.
Why make this? This should have been made as the third movie.
Yes.
If y'all had success with the first and the second one, boom, you're done with, or like the second one, which is apparently the third one that's come out.
Yeah.
You have success with that. That story is done. Cool. Guess what? Now we're just gonna follow Gal as she investigative journalists her way through the Nevada desert.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fine. Why the fuck did this one come out before?
I don't know.
I keep rubbing my eyes because I'm just so mad. I was promised, and then they had the fucking nerve. I'm gonna spoil it already. I mean, who cares? Because this whole thing is spoilers. But literally at the very end, when she had the fucking gall to be like, we are still compiling the footage from what the fuck we were talking about in the first movie.
Yeah.
So if you guys could just calm down and be patient.
They were so self-aware of the fact that like no one was going to give a shit about this one, I feel. They were just like, yeah, we just need to throw something together to keep people interested. Yeah. And then I was not interested.
No.
I do want to watch the third one.
Yeah.
When it finally comes out.
I put that in my notes.
Because it is the thing that I thought the second one was going to
Exactly. Like the same hopes that I had for the first one, I'm going to have for this third. I keep wanting to call it the second one.
Me too, because this actual second one just feels like a throwaway.
It does.
It feels like the actual second Blair Witch film.
Yes.
where that one's a
Yeah.
throwaway.
Yep.
Kind of. Or should have just been a standalone
Yeah.
thing. That's what this one is.
Yeah, this is part of the Horror in the High Desert
Trilogy series.
cinematic universe.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like it should
Yes.
be. This is part of the cinematic universe. So yeah, I don't recommend this movie.
No, recommend.
There's no need to watch it,
Nope.
and especially if it's not a good continuation of the first one. It's
Yeah.
just a throwaway film. And not only that, it actually sucks.
It was not a good movie.
It actually sucks.
I felt really bad.
I was trying to think as I was watching the movie. I got to a point where I had to not take notes for like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then go back and rewatch it to take notes because I was so fucking lost.
I got so done at a certain point that I started looking up therapists. I started finally going into my insurance to see what therapists are covered.
You're like, maybe I should do chores.
Yeah,
Well,
my brain just went away. I was like, you know what? I might have some relationship trauma that I need to work through now that I live with my partner. Let's look at therapists. While the movie's still playing in the background, my partner sees me doing stuff on my screen, and he was just like, "Oh, you taking notes?" I'm like, "No, I'm like a therapist." I dragged the tab over to the screen share and showed. He's like, "Fair enough." You know,
Yeah.
I'm on Reddit, so
This movie just fucking sucks.
everyone checked out.
It wasn't even okay. Well, let's just get into it.
Okay.
Okay, we just talking shit about this for fucking literally for how long have we been recording? 11 minutes,
I mean,
and
it
we've just
deserves
been
it.
talking shit for 10 minutes of it.
It does, you know.
So we begin with the narration of the filmmaker from the first documentary, Daniel Prince, telling us that a year after Gary's disappearance, which happened September 28th, 2018. So this would have been in 2019. Or no, this would have, hold on, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Gary disappeared in 2017. A year later in 2018, Daniel tells us that a woman was killed off of a highway
Highway 50.
near the remote Nevada desert. And then another woman went missing.
In the same stretch of highway.
He says that
It's a big ass highway.
here's
First
where I
of
got
all,
pissed off. 2 reasons. First of all, he says that all of these are connected. The thing that happened with Gary and these 2 ladies going missing, these are all connected.
okay.
Why tell me that and then not make it connected?
I think the connection is supposed to be the
scary
the
guy.
hills have eyes looking individuals.
Yeah, but the individuals.
Individuals, that's the thing. I don't even think it's the same guy.
It's not the same guy.
It's like 4 different people.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
I'm like-
is this like a nuclear family?
Yeah, no offense, guys, but one guy lived in the cabin all the way out in the fucking desert. And then these other 2 or 3 other individuals, one was, I guess, in a basement of a trailer or lived in a trailer. And then obviously bringing it to that. Yeah. And then another one was living in the fucking woods outside of the highway, terrorizing women in cars. How are
that's
these
just a
all
man.
connected? I can't connect the dots.
I can't, no.
When the dots are on different fucking planets.
The only thing that was connecting them was that all of them looked like they had the Michael Myers Halloween mask on.
Yeah.
And that's it. Other
Well,
than that.
And then also, well, we're going to get to it too. I swear to God, the first like 50 minutes, this movie is what, an hour and a half long? Almost an hour and a half. The first 50 minutes of this fucking movie is just based off of the woman who was killed. Literally Minerva.
Oh my God.
The name of this movie, Minerva, is the woman who was killed. Her
Yeah.
nickname is Minnie. And then the very end of it is the woman who went missing.
Yeah. And not for nothing. The Minerva storyline
None of it made sense.
wasn't that great.
None of it made sense.
I don't,
Anyways, so
I literally, I wrote in my notes, I thought that the first film left us with a cliffhanger, that there was a small film crew going into the desert looking for answers regarding Gary's disappearance. However, we're now following the OG film crew from the first movie, which wasn't even a film crew, it's just the one guy.
yeah.
And it's regarding the disappearances of women along Highway 50 and a bunch of question marks. I was like, ooh.
When they hit me with that, I was just like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
I wanted to text you and be like, hey, you sure you want to talk about
like,
this?
you guys promised me a different movie, but like now I've been bamboozled with this, and
Yeah.
I feel like I have to watch it to see if it actually is still connected.
That was the thing. Yeah. I was waiting.
Yeah.
I waited all, 74 minutes
Yeah.
to see if this was
And it wasn't.
related to Gary.
Yeah.
And not until the very end when they start talking about the other guy.
So we get a 911 call from the night of a woman's murder. The person on the other end of the line can't respond. The 911 dispatcher is trying to be like, hey, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But the other person can't say anything.
Like
And-
gets the call. Well, first call happens. She's kind of like crying.
Yeah.
There is a woman crying in the distance, hangs up, calls back, no sound. Woman's just like, hey, press a button if you're in
The
distress.
dispatcher.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the person on the phone like beep, 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 beep,
Yeah.
beep, 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 beep.
So we then get like, I guess, the dispatch call from the cop.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to go check things out. And then he like very hurriedly is just like,
he sounds scared.
I need backup and medical assistance.
Yes. But is also just like, however, I am going to perform another welfare check. I heard that. I was like, another welfare check?
I don't know.
What do we mean another? She was welfare checked on earlier? I'm confused. But yeah, he's claiming that like lights are flickering in the bedroom and on the porch. He doesn't know if someone's trying to send an SOS or something.
Yeah.
So he's going to go into the home without backup, even though you called for backup, to see if someone is in distress.
And then I guess somebody is, because he goes for medical assistance. And this is when we have Gal, who I thought was Gail.
Yes.
Come up. She's a very similar, or she's the same talking head from the first movie. She's just the investigative journalist. But she interjects with the fact that this woman comes up to her. Gal is doing like a talk or something like that. She's in a hotel lobby.
Yeah.
For something, a conference. And this lady comes up to her and she's just like, hey, you're Gal Roberts. I need to talk to you. Because you have to do a story on what happened to this girl named Minerva. And I think I wrote, turns out she was a former 911 dispatcher from the neighboring town of Cypress, Nevada, where the event had taken place.
Which makes me think that she's the dispatcher that we hear the recording of.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It has to be. Or otherwise, it's just like a small town.
Which is fair. I mean,
like,
most small towns have like two people who listen to the night.
Grove?
I think we had one.
Yeah, we had one.
We had the one lady.
Oh my God. But what really caught Gal's attention was the fact that the former dispatcher told her that when Minerva's friend came to pick up her belongings from the police, that the police actually accidentally gave her all the paintings and tapes.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a home video of us looking at something like a knob, and then there's a horrifying scream in the background audio, and then that's it. And I was like, no offense, guys. You know what would be really nice is that if this, for whatever reason, ever blows up, to have the screenwriter, the director, the person who made, like when it comes to these small time movies.
Yeah.
These like low budget, very indie, independent type of things.
Yeah.
Would be to have them come on here and I want to ask them like, what?
Because like while we are sitting here shitting on it, they still made a movie.
They made a movie.
I still watched it.
They got the funding. Yep. It's on multiple platforms.
You can watch it.
You had actors. Yeah. You had a budget.
So no matter how much I sit here and I shit on it, you still did that.
And I would
like to know why.
Why?
What was the thought here?
What was the direction?
Yeah.
Because like I understand trying to pull. I mean, obviously that's the thing that you do for movies. You try and pull the audience in.
Yeah.
So that they're intrigued to be like, oh, I want to find out what this is.
Yeah.
And then when we come to find out what it is, and it's a slight connection to everything that's happening, there's just not enough explanation. They over-explain some things that have no importance.
Yes.
And then under-explain the things that are extremely important.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's some sort of narration issue.
So there's maybe even editing.
Storyboard, yeah. Editing.
Something went
with the
wrong.
Screenplay, something with the what is it called? The script.
The script, yeah. Maybe even the directing itself. I don't know. Something went awry here.
Because
that like they had me intrigued at the beginning. I was willing to give it a shot. I was willing to be like, okay, I don't know what this Minerva woman or this other woman who gets snatched on the highway at some point has to do with Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just kind of looking at like the horrors of the high desert, which is fine.
Right.
That's what this is called. It doesn't have to be connected to Gary if you guys don't want it to be. But you're sitting here telling me it is connected to Gary somehow. And now there's this woman. And I'm like, ooh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Maybe like it's like they're like stealing people to try and make like a nuclear family or something.
Right.
Cool. Dope. Awesome. That's not what this is. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know why.
What I think.
Especially because like she dies.
Right.
In the most wackest way ever.
I feel like
I'm like, how is that murder?
What they should have done with this particular beginning is keep that 911 dispatch call, because that's scary. All of a sudden, you hear somebody screaming, they hang up, they call back, and then they press buttons to say, hey, I need help. You send somebody out there and they're immediately freaked out and say they need medical assistance. Cut there.
Yeah.
Now we're introduced to Gal saying, obviously, because we need somebody who's a constant talking head, and she's the investigative journalist. You have her saying like, oh, I was really interested because I happened to be told to look into this case. Mm-hmm. And to look into this case, I ended up getting into contact with, boom, we go to Minerva's friend. Mm-hmm. What was her name? I forgot.
I have it written down.
I keep reading Jenny. I don't think her name is Jenny.
Kathy. I wrote Catchy, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not right.
And then, we're introduced to Kathy, who is Minerva's friend. Mm-hmm. Kathy talks about all this stuff, all the exposition that she ends up giving us throughout the movie. And then at the very end of her kind of exposition before we move on to the next lady, mm-hmm. that's when we start talking about, like, when I went to go get her belongings, the police ended up giving me these paintings mm-hmm. and these cassette tapes or whatever the fuck they were.
Yeah.
And when I watched them and I looked at them, I realized something more sinister had happened. And then that's when we're introduced to the paintings. That's when we're introduced to the tapes and whatever. Mm-hmm. And then we're kind of like left to be like, oh shit, something really bad happened. Mm-hmm. And then leading into even more the fact of like how she died or how the medical examiner is saying she died mm-hmm. and being like, but there's no way after looking at this stuff that's what happened. Mm-hmm. Either somebody's covering something up,
something sinister,
or they don't have enough information.
Yeah.
Something obviously is very wrong. And then finding some way to transition it into the lady who disappeared.
Into the next lady, yeah.
But instead all we get is the 911 dispatch call, and then we're immediately shoved into her friend found these scary paintings and videos.
Yeah.
And here's a snippet of the video that doesn't actually make sense and we never see again.
Yeah.
We never see that part of the video.
No.
We see other videos.
Yes.
Never that video
Never
again.
that one
you
specifically.
You couldn't even re-include the clip once you're talking about the tapes.
Yeah.
It's just a one-off to kind of scare you.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so cheap.
To unnerve you.
And it doesn't unnerve me. It annoys me. I'm unnerved annoyingly.
I became annoyed. Yeah.
Because I'm like, what is the storytelling?
Yes.
You're wanting to throw so much into the audience's face to keep them interested. You had it. Again.
You had it. They had it. Yeah.
And it really does feel almost like a confidence issue.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel confident enough in my directing or in my screenwriting or in my scripting.
Or my editing or
something. And therefore, I need to push as much scary, unnerving shit at the very beginning.
Yeah.
So that I reel them in and they want to see what the rest of the scary, unnerving shit is. It's giving, like, poorly done Hell House.
Yes.
That's what it's giving.
Yes. And I was like, this is giving like Hell House, VHS.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It, like, you could
back
tell
rooms.
I don't know. They were either influenced or inspired mm-hmm. by those types of movies, the Hell House, the VHS and stuff like that. But there's like, it really does feel like a confidence issue.
Yeah.
That there's not enough like self-esteem, like a positive self-esteem.
Yeah.
But they have it.
It's
whoever made this movie had it.
It's literally, this is what I felt like. It's like the end of the first one where they just kept including way too much shit at the end.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, oh, well, they could have just left it at Gary cutting away after the guy comes down from the cabin. Mm-hmm. Left there.
That's scary.
That's fucking terrifying.
Now I have to use my imagination
to figure out what happened.
To be like, oh, or like have him running down with the machete. Mm-hmm. Now I know that's how his hand got cut off.
Yes.
How sad.
That's so sad. That's so scary. But I wonder,
did he kill Gary or did he just cut his hand off?
Yes. And like, why would he give the tape back so that we could see what he did, what he looks like, where he lives? But no, instead we're going to include like 6 different endings, including one with a torch, and then his machete comes back, and then both are gone.
And now there's a gun.
I don't know.
Yeah. And now it's
giving that
it's
again.
The same thing with this one. And I think this is why I'm saying like it would be nice to talk to somebody who is involved in this movie, specifically this movie.
Yeah.
Because I just want to, as an audience member, just be like, you had it.
Yeah.
You did way too much, and it feels like it's because you didn't have confidence in what you were doing.
Yeah, because like if they had cut it at the dispatcher thing and then went into talking about how Minerva, she went to upstate New York, she was on a camping trip, this is part of the film. This is the backstory we get of Minerva. She's in a camping trip in upstate New York. She meets a woman who's a geologist mm-hmm. and lights the fuck up and is like, oh my God, that's my life. That's my passion now.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
So she goes back to school, starts doing it, gets an opportunity through the university to go out to Cypress, Nevada to study an active mining thing.
Yeah, and it's like a small school.
It
literally looks like, I'm not gonna lie, dude, it kind of looks like a dog kennel.
It does. It looks pretty bad. It looks not that great. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like summer camp
It does.
vibes.
Yeah, it gave bad vibes.
Yeah.
It gave like Parks and Rec building.
But she goes out there to learn geology.
To learn, and like, you know, sadly enough, there's not enough space in the dorms because somewhere along the way someone fucked up and they didn't count for her. So they have to give her, you know, the single wide trailer next to the mining area, which is cool. That's kind of cute. I think that's fine.
Whatever. They were going to convert the trailer into offices.
Offices anyway.
And they were just like, hey, it's already a house.
Go stay in there. You're right next to where we're going to be anyway. Yeah. It's secure, quote unquote. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then she does. And then fuck shit starts happening.
Right.
If they had not just cut from the first dispatcher call to then giving me background information about this woman and then leading into, like you said, all that other shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would have been so much better.
Yeah. But this is where it's hard to talk about the movie because there's so much shit.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I'm just jumping around because I'm like, I don't know how to explain it other than like, do I recommend watching it? No. You might need to watch it to know what the fuck I'm talking about though. Yeah. Because I don't know how to explain this film. It's like they clearly got
a bigger budget and they had a lot more talking heads. They had too many talking heads.
Yeah.
Because
it was kind of cool to see like regular looking people.
Right.
I'll give them that. Right. That was really fun.
Like we're introduced to Luke, the EMT.
The EMT. Just looks like some dude.
He was on both. He was there for both. For Minerva being killed or dying, whatever.
Yeah.
And then for the lady who disappeared.
That's right.
Yeah. At the very end.
Yeah, he literally said, I applied for this job, came, and then I think it is all in one night. Yeah. Because he says that literally the very next day I was applying for a different job in a different city.
Yeah.
So I think it all happened in one night.
Yeah, but we're like, it's nice to have him it's nice to have him, but it also feels like they only had him because they didn't know how to show the scariness that was happening to the lady who disappeared.
Yeah.
And again, fair. I'm sorry that this sounds like it's all jumbled, but it's because
it is all jumbled.
It's all jumbled.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Here. I was gonna say, we'll go through. We'll give you. Here's what happens.
Here, I will cut at the very beginning. Here's me editing me. Put this at the very beginning. If you do not want to listen to us ramble about how shitty the story writing of this movie is,
how jumpy everything is,
skip to, I don't know when it's gonna be, around 20 minutes. Skip to around there, because up from here until then, we don't know what the fuck's going on. And now we're back. Here's what happens in the movie. I still don't know how to explain it.
So here's what happens in the movie. We start with, oh fuck, what did we start with? Hold on. We start with the director explains to us that we are now going to be following the story of technically two women who one dies and one goes missing on a singular stretch of Highway 50 in a single night.
In Nevada.
We then cut to a 911 call placed for a welfare. Oh, sorry. No. Placed by a person calling 911 who is kind of crying in the background, then hangs up. And then they call back. The dispatcher says, press a button if you're in distress. Button gets pressed. Dispatcher dispatches a cop. Cop gets to the house. Lights are flickering. Shit feels weird. No one's answering. Calls for backup and then still goes inside. And then immediately calls for medical because some fuck shit's happening. Cut to Gal Roberts, investigative journalist from Film One, has a bayang going on. She looks great.
Bayang.
Journalism is alive and well. Talks about how she gets stopped at a hotel by someone, a dispatcher from Cypress, Nevada, who says, hey, I know you. I know you're an investigative journalist. You need to look into this. She looks into it. A woman named Minerva died in some single wide trailer out in Cypress, Nevada, next to a mining company. And a bag that does not belong to her was given to her friend Kathy that contains paintings and tapes that are unnerving, quote unquote, and may kind of explain as to what the fuck happened to Minerva, because even though her death is ruled as hyperthermia, meaning she cooked to death in her home, but Kathy believes that no, something else happened. And she has this canvas bag full of to prove it.
The paintings are demonic looking. And then the tapes are of this guy. There was a basement inside Minerva's trailer that she didn't know about.
Yeah. That was behind this like pull away part of the wall.
Yeah. And the tapes show that whoever was in this single wide trailer before Minerva, who is called Minnie, was going in and out of this basement doing nothing. Just scary things were happening.
Just kind of being weird.
Noises were happening.
We hear screaming and crying in the background at some points. We hear a tape, I think, talking about World War II that becomes distorted and the guy's like screaming. Yeah. I don't know. And then talking about friends being outside when there's nothing outside.
Those are the tapes. And it also shows him preying on individuals who have been deserted in the desert. Their cars are broken down, or they are people who he thinks nobody will miss. And he drugs them. And I'm assuming that I don't think that he is a Hills Have Eyes person. I think he was a regular dude.
I do too.
Who was feeding these people to the Hills Have Eyes people.
I agree.
Because I think he's mentally unwell.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Yeah.
So that's on the tapes.
And
then...
I mean, not in any kind of like... We had to guess that, I feel.
That was fine.
I had to contextualize what happened. You don't actually see anything, which I'm fine with contextualizing it.
That because, again,
that's
let
scary.
me use my imagination.
Yeah.
How fucked up that this guy is literally feeding people.
That's gross.
Because he thinks that the Hills Have Eyes people are his friends.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It's a little...
I hate that.
It's gross.
And especially, it's in a fucking trailer that Minnie is in, and you don't know that's happening.
Yeah.
So then, we're given contextualization of Minnie as a person.
Yeah.
And I'll include what you...
Yeah.
We already listened to it.
Oh, but then while she's out in Nevada, the thing is that her and her friend Kathy share like mini vlogs with each other. Yeah, Snapchats with each other every day. And as Minnie is out in Cyprus, she is getting physically unwell as the days go by. She's tired. She's lethargic.
Got headaches, migraines.
Isn't feeling that hot.
Nausea.
She's not feeling too great. The doctor that she sees, as well as her friends, are saying, hey, check the trailer for black mold, because that kind of sounds like black mold. I agree. Here's what I think it was. If I'm contextualizing, I'm having to pull from whatever the fuck my ass at this point to figure out what's going on. I think all of that death and dismemberment that's happening in the basement, like there are airborne pathogens that happen from dead bodies and from removing body parts. I have no doubt that that's what was making her sick. I don't think it was black mold. I think it's just death.
I always think it's so funny when people are just like, oh, you can really feel the death in here and stuff like that. Or like, oh, I feel sick. Which like, I totally understand. I'm glad that you were in tune with your body enough to understand that. Especially when they go to places like asylums or something where like death was prevalent.
Yeah, death happened.
Or like a smallpox place where like literally a lot of people died.
Yeah.
But then in my mind, I'm just like, or it could just be all the germs.
It's just all the shit.
It's your body's reacting to the bad germs.
Yeah, because that is in the air. And now you feel ill. Because your body knows, hey, death is here.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Yeah. So let's go.
I'm going to make you sick
so
that you try to leave.
I appreciate the supernaturalness of it.
Of course.
I get that. But also, can we maybe use our big boy brains?
Yeah, big boy brains right here. Let's put on our white coats and our safety goggles.
And
I think dead bodies equal I feel bad.
Yeah. I think that's the big thing.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think that's what was happening to her.
Yeah, I don't think that it was anything supernatural.
Yeah.
I think that she, like, her body could sense that, like, people died or were dying in the basement that she was laying on top of.
Well, and she would hear shit is the thing. So I have no doubt that guy was in the basement doing
and what was so fucking scary, and I'm happy they included it, is this video that Kathy shows us. Or no, it's a voice recording that Kathy lets us hear. Minnie is talking to her about something. And no, she's reciting stuff for a test that she's about to do.
Yeah.
And she's recording it so that she can listen to what she's talking about, so she can like hear it.
Yeah.
And she ends up falling asleep, but the recording keeps going.
Yes.
We hear somebody literally enter her home, go, I guess, into the basement, and then start talking.
Just talking.
And it's a man. And she doesn't wake up. She's still snoring.
She's asleep through the whole thing.
And that is happening in the background.
That's so scary.
That is so scary.
That's so scary. I'd shit
This
my
is
pants.
why I get pissed off.
Yeah. Because they have it.
You have it.
They have it. Anyway, we're going to go off on a tangent again.
Yeah, let's not.
Okay.
So that all happens.
That all happens.
Obviously, Kathy is just like, whatever happened to my friend was because of this man. Something happened here because of what he was doing. Like, he was clearly preying on people. Yeah. And I'm assuming he was preying on Kathy. I'm going to go on a tangent again.
No. He was preying on Minnie.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. He was preying on Minnie.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go on a tangent again because, well, we end up finding out from the EMT. Now, granted, we're not telling you all the other shit that's going on.
No.
There's like 5 other talking heads. There's a guy from the mining company who has to talk there, saying that the basement that was underneath Minnie's trailer is now a concrete slab.
Yeah, it's filled in.
The police never checked.
Nope.
Now it's just filled in.
Yeah.
And they moved the trailer.
Yep.
To a different spot.
It's like off to the side, and no one's allowed to go in it because it's getting condemned. Yeah.
What?
Okay, normal.
We want
normal activities. Okay. Yeah.
There's that. Then there's also this fucking woman who I don't know. Because I had to I paused the movie at like 44 minutes, and then I had to come back to it like a week later. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if there's this lady who was having a voiceover where she's talking about how she's lived in that desert her whole life. Mm-hmm. When she was young, her family told her that there was like people who lived out in the woods or like lived out in the desert, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if this is the same lady whose daughter goes missing. Is this the same lady or is it a different lady?
Different lady? Woman.
What the fuck is going on?
Completely different woman. Her only point of being there is for at the very end when she's talking about, one night I woke up and both my parents, I could hear them kind of like yelling, but not really yelling. And I thought maybe they were fighting. And so I peeked my head out to see that my dad had a shotgun and my mom was standing next to the door. And all my mom said was, what kind of people are come all the way out here? And the dad says, I don't think those are people.
Yeah, that's the only contextualization.
That's it. That is her whole point of being there.
Why?
I don't know.
Don't fucking talk to me.
Someone else could have said that.
Don't talk to me.
No one else could have. No one. It didn't need to be said.
Why do we have Gal? Here's what. Again, what? Well, I'm sorry that we're going on a tangent, but why do we have Gal, this investigative journalist, not doing investigative journalist stuff? Why is she not the one telling us, I talked to some people around in the area. Here are some stories that I've compiled. So clearly something is going on that even the locals are aware of that could potentially have connection to this.
Yeah.
When I spoke to the police about that, they told me, first of all, no comment. And second of all, that they don't believe that that's connected at all.
Like she could have given the story of the woman who was faceless, but just a talking voice. She could have also given the story of the bald man. Mm-hmm. She could have given his story, the neighbor.
Yeah.
She could have given his story.
Yeah.
She could have given the story of the mining guy. Mm-hmm. She could have been again, and this is what we said with the first one. She could have been the point of contact to give all of this expanded detail about what the fuck is going on surrounding this situation.
Why have somebody whose character is an investigative journalist and she tells us basically nothing?
She just shows up for like 2 seconds, leaves, and then I see her again at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
all of that happens. What ended up happening with Minnie is that she had hyperthermia, meaning that she got too hot.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny because I did actually hear about this not that long ago. A couple out in somewhere just had this happen. Basically a frog in boiling water kind of scenario where their furnace was set at like fucking like 6,000 degrees. Aww. They didn't realize it. And, they're older. Yeah. So they just started like taking their clothes off, drinking hot water, and then all of a sudden they just kind of laid down and just died because they just cooked, basically.
That's so sad.
I know, it's very sad, but like that's what they're saying happened to Minerva, is that she lay down and died from being too hot.
What I don't get then is what actually happened to her.
If we're sitting here saying that Minnie was murdered,
if her friend believes that, and the investigative journalist Gal is pointing us in that direction.
And the cops did so much to cover it up.
And the EMT was just like, I saw some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
What actually
What
happened
did you see? Yeah. Because all I'm hearing basically just sounds like she just got too hot.
Yeah.
Which, like, granted, that's a thing.
That's a thing. But like...
What does that mean then?
What?
At least the EMT could have said something.
Yeah.
Could have been like, hey, like, medically I'm not allowed to give full details, but just know that, like...
Yeah,
I don't know, like she was ripped up, she was shredded or fucking stabbed to death. I don't know, I saw something. I saw wounds.
Yeah.
Anything.
But like
that ends Minerva's story.
And we're never given like a second explanation as to potentially what could have happened.
No,
like
nothing.
Why introduce this guy who potentially could be living in her basement and then tell us that she died of hyperthermia?
Yeah. And then move on.
How is that? You didn't explain to me how that's connected to Gary.
Not at all.
Is it connected to Gary because she happened to live in a trailer that a guy was feeding people to the things that potentially could have killed Gary? And also, you have not confirmed to me that Gary is dead.
No, all you
confirmed to me that
his hand got cut off.
And also, how did his hand get cut off and was still a perfect hand like 2 weeks? Well, no, like 6 weeks later.
That was my thing. Yeah,
in the backpack,
kept it in like a fridge or something.
Girl, was that not mummified?
It would have been like disgusting.
Right?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. These people have ice. Apparently.
What happened to Minnie?
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
She's just dead now.
She's just dead.
She's just
we
dead.
Had all
she
this
overheated
lead up
and died.
to this.
Basically dehydrated, became a raisin.
Like, am I supposed to believe that the guy in the basement did something to her to cook her?
That's my thing.
And if he did cook her, that sounds so horrible. When I say it like
sounds
that.
pretty bad.
I'm sorry. If he did murder her,
yeah,
by having her get so hot that she died.
Yeah, like the furnace was hot.
Right.
It's what they said. It was like unbearable to go in there.
You know what? I wonder. This would have been so nice. I wonder if he because we don't get oh, she had blunt force trauma or something like that, but that was written off as she passed out.
Yeah.
Like, we're never told anything like that. Because if we had been told that, then I would have thought maybe he knocked her out and then turned the furnace up to keep her warm until
the things came back,
got there, and then they could have her, and she still felt fresh. But she had called 911 before that happened, and so maybe everything got
fucked up. And he just left. That
would have made sense, but nobody tells us anything about what happened to her other than she died of hyperthermia.
Yeah, that's it. So I don't know.
It's just sometimes they let our imagination help us,
and then
because they give us enough context clues.
Yeah,
and then other times they give us no clues,
and I'm like, I don't know what happened. I just know she's dead.
She's dead, and a guy was in her basement,
and weird shit was going on.
That's it.
That's all I got. That's all I have. Don't know how she was how this is murder.
How, and also how is this connected to Gary? You told me it was connected to Gary. How?
I think it's just the desert people. I think the connection is the desert people, and that's it.
That's kind of
because
dumb.
Then after that, obviously, this is now we're done. We're done with Minerva.
That's
Minerva's
it. That's the story.
Yeah.
But in
titular character gone.
Where it is so confusing though is the fact that they keep interjecting with so many other people.
Yes.
Her actual story could have been told in 10 minutes.
10 minutes tops. And then the story of the second woman whose name I don't even remember, which I feel bad about.
Emiliana?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I went, Emilio. Sorry. I thought it was such a funny name. Emiliana.
Yeah.
Especially everybody's like, Emiliana. And I'm just like, Emilio. Anyway. Emiliana. Yeah. We immediately switched to Emiliana. And what happens in Emiliana's story with how quick it goes is how quick Minerva's would have went if we had just had Gail say, hey, here's person A, person B, person C, and person D's points. Cut to Kathy. Kathy explains some shit. Cut to videos and all the other shit that Minerva found. That's it. This could have been probably a maybe 45-minute movie.
Where I'm also kind of upset. So before we get into Emiliana's story, because for both of them, where I'm upset is they didn't do a very good job, but they did do a job at humanizing Gary in the first one.
I loved Gary.
I felt connected to him.
I loved him
so much. I know
so much.
that we had the bit of, did you guys know?
I don't know if you guys know this.
I don't know if you guys know, but he liked trains. He was a good person and he really liked being out in the desert.
Yes. Which made him so likable.
Which I understand was a bit, but also made it so that I could understand him as a person. I really connected
with him, yeah.
And seeing all those videos of him talking and stuff like that, and actually getting some background story into who he was, that was nice. And I feel like, why am I only talking to Kathy, Minnie's friend? Where is Minnie's family?
Where is anyone that Minnie knows besides Kathy?
Why, when I'm introduced to Emiliana, am I only talking to her mom for maybe a minute?
Yeah.
Maybe. And it's only to tell us literally stuff that's so specific to
what's about to happen. Yeah. It sets up what's about to happen to her, basically.
I had no connection to Minnie, so I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel a need to understand what happened to her.
Yeah.
I was just willing to accept of hyperthermia. Okay.
Moving on.
And then Emiliana, same thing. I felt a little bit of pull because we end up learning that she has a mom. She has a baby.
Yeah.
But
that's it.
Why?
That's it.
With Emiliana, they make such a point to be like, oh, she just had a baby. She's a mom. Why was she by herself on a road? Why was she without her baby? Maybe it's because they didn't want to show dead babies, which I understand. I appreciate that. I hate dead babies.
I don't think there was any dead babies.
There was no dead babies.
No.
But I'm really happy that they didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't go that far.
I either want a movie to just go for it and just be bad. Just be a bad movie and kill a baby.
Yeah.
or don't talk about the baby.
Yeah, I don't need to know that there's a baby.
don't need the stress of thinking that you're going to kill a baby.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad there was no cries in the car or anything like that.
And then
and she didn't even have a car seat, which I thought was kind of funny.
Thank you.
So I was like, okay, this is not a baby prepared car. She was not prepared to have her child in this car.
I did not feel connected at all to Miliana.
No.
And I felt bad.
I didn't even know that I paid so little attention that I actually totally forgot she had a baby until she starts screaming.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoops.
For Emiliana's story, we're introduced to her mother, Patricia. Yes. And Patricia. And we're kind of given this backstory that Patricia was saying that they have a ranch. I can't remember where it is.
It's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, but maybe not her, maybe somebody else was explaining to us. There's like a stretch of road that, it's the mining guy. Why did he tell us this?
I don't know.
The guy who's the head of the mining company where Minnie passed away.
Yeah.
Is telling us that there's this stretch of highway. Is it Highway 5?
Highway 50.
50? Yeah. Where you could potentially see nobody for 200 miles or something like that.
Yeah, it's no man's land or whatever.
Which I thought was so funny because as he was saying, it's the loneliest road in the world.
Yeah.
Literally, me and my partner were watching this part of the movie and 2 cars passed in the background on that stretch of road as soon as he said that.
You don't see anybody for miles. Literally pass each other.
My partner was just
hey.
Yeah, he was like, I feel like the loneliest road isn't so lonely anymore.
Yeah, I just saw 2 people in 2 seconds.
It was not. They should have
they should have redone that. Yeah, rotoscope those cars out. Something, because you didn't make your point.
Rotoscope those cars
He immediately was like, oh shit, there's people. Wow,
scary.
Not so bad.
But it's to lead us into Patricia saying that when you would come from Las Vegas down to their ranch, there was this mountain. I forgot what it was called. Blacktop?
I literally didn't write it down. That's how I feel so bad. That's how little I cared about it.
Blacktop. So there was this mountain called Blacktop where once you passed Blacktop and you were going towards the ranch, you lost signal. You couldn't contact anybody. So their family had a plan where when you get to Blacktop, between Blacktop and the ranch, there's 2 hours of no service. So their family had a plan where when you reached Blacktop, you stopped and you called or texted somebody in the family to say, hey, I'm at Blacktop. So there was a timestamp so that if you were not home in 2 hours, they knew to send somebody out there.
To try and find you.
Right.
Yeah.
Something obviously happened, and we know that it happened between Blacktop and our ranch. That's a lot.
It is a lot, but it's
area.
Also it's one road.
Right. And
so
at least
you either veered off the one
point.
Road or you're somewhere on the one road.
Right.
Which is good.
And Patricia tells us that when she was younger, I think when she was married or about to marry her husband, that her car broke down near Blacktop. And a old man, she said he had a shit-eating grin.
I saw that. Yeah.
And I was like,
okay, rude.
Not only that, but I was just like, that would have been a good connection to somebody else because we don't know anybody
who has a shit-eating grin.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is that about? I mean, I understand. Not going to victim blame.
Yeah. No, yeah, scary.
That she was just like, I'm scared. But
I agree.
Apparently this guy approached her car and wouldn't leave her alone and was harassing her and would not leave until the husband showed up. And so Patricia told her daughter Emiliana that if she ever broke down, that what she should do is let somebody know that she's broken down if she can. And then to get out of her car and go hide in the dark.
In a ditch.
Yeah, in a ditch, behind a tree, something, until she knew that the person who was approaching her car was somebody that she knew.
Yeah.
And
which,
then she
fair.
could come out. Right, fair. But she was just like, do not stay in your car. And I was just like, that doesn't really make any sense. So then we cut to the night that Emiliana goes missing.
There's a dash cam.
Yeah, there's a dash cam footage. Oh, I'm sorry. Emiliana had texted her mom saying, hey, I'm at Blacktop. I've broken down. Emiliana's mom, Patricia, says, okay, I'm going to send your father out to come and get you. He will be flashing his lights. Do not come out of anywhere until you see that. Emiliana's like, okay, cool. The dad goes to try and find her. Well, then she also calls the police and is just like, hey, my daughter's broken down on the side of the road. Please go check on her.
Yeah.
I'm sending my husband, but he won't be there for a little while. So if
you guys might be closer.
Right. If you guys can go help, that'd be great. Emiliana's not found. Her car is found, but not her. And they end up finding out that her dash cam was on the entire time. So.
And also her cell phone is in the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the dash cam shows that when she breaks down, she texts her mom and she's like, hey, I'm broken down, whatever. That exchange happens. We're going back and forth between the dash cam that's looking out towards the road and she has a dash cam that looks inside the car.
So my partner also had this question. He was just like, why is it facing inside the car? And I said, well, some people have a dual dash camera so that it looks behind them. Because they don't have the one that sits on the back dash. They can only look through the front dash to the back.
Okay.
And it'll also look through the front to help with like insurance purposes and whatnot.
I thought that it was to show in case there was an accident happening that you were not distracted. And I was just like, that is such a bad thing to do because like, especially if you have the internal audio on and your radio is on, somebody could argue like, oh, you're distracted because your radio was on.
Right, because you're listening to something.
Right. God forbid fair. I'm like eating a French fry.
Oh my God. Or I take a sip of my coffee.
Right.
Yeah, fuck
and then
me.
I fucking end up rear-ending somebody because they decided to cut
or
in
like
front of me.
someone T-bones me.
Right.
I was distracted.
But so we're cutting back and forth. She goes out to the hood of her car. She tries to open it, or she does open it. She looks, she's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Here's where I was a little confused. I don't think her car was broken down because like the air was still going. Yeah. She could still...
Her headlights were on. I'm pretty sure the engine was running. Yeah, it was.
And she could turn the lights on inside her car.
Yeah.
I was a little confused.
Yeah.
When she got out of the car and popped her hood open and I saw that like I could hear the engine going and I could hear the air conditioning from inside the car. I was like, girl, what are you doing?
I could understand if she had a flat tire.
Ran over something real bad and thought maybe her muffler fell off or like it was stuck or something. Even like cracked a windshield.
Like you're trying to make me believe that she had something wrong with her engine while it's running.
Literally, as soon as I was gaslighting myself. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, no, maybe that's not what's going on. Maybe like it is actually like broken down and I'm just kind of being meh. But then as soon as she got back in the car and she's sitting down and you can see her hair doing the from the air conditioning. You can hear it. I was like, shut the fuck up.
But so we're going back and forth and obviously it's supposed to be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Nothing's out there.
Yeah, your eyes are supposed to be playing tricks on you. I was so done.
Yeah.
I was just like, where is it?
Right. Show it.
Where is it?
And then we cut
it
back.
It does show up, and I did scare.
I did too.
I did get scared.
I did. I was so
I felt like such a bitch. Yeah. Well, she's out at her hood. And we're looking at the dash cam footage looking inside her car. Yeah. Some freaky ass backrooms looking motherfucker does pop up in her back window, looks in. And walks around to the passenger side. That did freak me out.
Yeah, and she gets back in her car. No, she's in her car, and I'm like, "Girl, I hope your fucking doors are locked."
Yeah, lock your doors.
The fuck?
Fucking.
But she looks out to her passenger window and she doesn't see anything, which I'm just like, that's scary.
That is scary
because I saw that motherfucker go towards the passenger side. What do you mean you don't see anything?
Which means like he could either still be standing there, just far enough away in the darkness that he can't be seen, or he's just like. He like ducked down. Yeah. He's like underneath the door or something.
Damn it, what the fuck? Yeah. But so it's not really made clear. She ends up, this is where I got confused. So it was like she did all that and then she ends up taking her phone with her. That's her phone, right? That's her video.
Phone. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a vertical video.
Yes.
And she's taking footage when she's out in the shrubbery, like the woods.
Yeah, she's hanging out in like a ditch or something.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, I'm doing the thing that my mom said to do.
Yeah, go hide.
We see her, she takes a video of a car that's passing down the street. Yeah. And then it cuts out. And then it cuts back. And a car is coming down the street again. Yeah. And we hear her behind the camera say, this car has passed my car 3 times now. Yeah. This part was so fucking scary. So did you watch this part?
I did, but I don't know what you're talking about.
So
did I miss it?
You missed it.
Oh no.
So when the car is coming towards her, the headlights, and she's like filming it, it highlights somebody in front of her peeking out behind a tree looking at the car going down the street.
I did not see that.
And that's why she runs. That next clip when she's running and she falls.
Oh, and she yells, wait!
Is because...
I could not figure out. Oh my God, I have that in my notes. Yeah. I completely missed that because I'm like, if you were literally, I thought she was having a dumb bitch moment.
No.
I was just like, why? I think I don't remember what I wrote down, but I know I wrote down something along the lines of, I don't understand why she just ran and ate shit because she said that she was supposed to be waiting for her dad, who was supposed to be flashing his lights. Yep. That car was out flashing its lights. Why did she just run after that car? Yeah. That's so stupid. Yeah. Why would she do that?
No, so...
I'm stupid. I didn't see that.
Yeah, when she's filming it.
That's actually scary.
And she says, like, this car has passed by 3 times now, which I'm assuming that car maybe knows that people who break down are preyed upon.
Yeah.
And so
they're like
I feel
looking.
like maybe they're a good Samaritan and they're trying to be like looking
where
for the
is
person
it?
whose
Yeah,
car
where is
broke
this
down.
person?
Or they could be somebody who is also a bad person. Who knows? I mean, women and bears in the woods and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I'd
Fair.
But yeah, when the car is coming by, she's like, oh, this car is passing by for the 3rd time now. She's trying to point out, like, I think this car is what my mom is talking about.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking, well, not funny, but it's kind of scary because, like, yeah, as the car is passing by, it illuminates. Like,
damn it.
Maybe like 10 feet in front of her.
I missed that.
There's somebody peeking out behind a tree looking at the road at the car passing by.
Is there, hold on, I want to see this now. Is Tubi like an app or something?
Yeah.
Okay,
here I could pull it up because I have my account.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro, what
yeah.
the fuck?
And then that's why she says, wait. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I gotta go back and show my partner that we both missed that.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, and that's why she ends up running because she's like, I would much rather be with them. A car I don't know, who I definitely know is not my dad, than with this fucking guy in the woods.
Who's just standing out here with me.
And the fact that he's like looking at the road and not at her.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even know that she's there.
Yeah.
He thinks that he can get like 2 people at once. He's waiting to see if they'll leave.
Yeah.
So that he can keep exploring to see if he can find her.
Yeah. And then whoops.
Yeah.
Found her.
So she ends up running towards that car.
Yeah.
She tries to hit them. She falls.
Yes.
And
pretty terribly.
then she's attacked. I'm assuming by that guy.
I actually had to mute it.
Yeah, that was really sad.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
At the minute that she started screaming, I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
It was so sad when you think about that. I mean, because that is something that actually does happen, is that trying to humanize yourself when you're being attacked.
Yeah.
So for her, just like I'm a mom, I have a son,
right.
I have a baby.
Because a lot of people will stop
yeah.
doing something if they're just like, oh,
well
this
and
person
also
has like a child.
It's unfortunate because it's just like, oh shit, somebody's going to be missing them, because if they don't have the baby, someone else has the baby.
Yeah.
And if she has the baby and I didn't know, and it's in the car for some fucking reason, and somebody is still going to be looking for that baby, which means they're really looking for her.
Yeah.
But
this is a mountain person.
Yeah. Who
A
cares?
desert person, not even
Desert,
a mountain person.
Yeah. So that part was scary.
That was scary.
That was scary.
Ooh, fuck.
Yeah. I liked that part. I wish that they had done more of that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's so...
It's terrifying.
I really was just like, why are you such a dumb bitch? Why are you running after this fucking car right now?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah. So
Damn.
then we cut to that EMT, Luke, who I'm assuming was the same one who found Minnie. Mm-hmm. And now he is part of this search group. He says he's a volunteer firefighter?
He's a volunteer firefighter.
I thought he was an EMT.
Me too. Both. ¿Por qué no los dos? You know?
Porque he didn't say that.
No, I know. I get it. Yeah, no, I agree.
He said he was an EMT.
Yep.
And now I'm all of a sudden I thought it was 2 different Lukes.
I also thought it was 2 different Lukes. This is my first time realizing it's the same person.
It's the same Luke.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyways,
we
cut to him. He has he's like a cop cam. You know, like their chest cams.
He's got like a body cam.
I didn't know firefighters wore body cams.
I think some do.
Some?
So that when they like going in
right
to place it into fireplaces, you can like see stuff.
But it's a body cam.
Yeah, they put body cams on firefighters.
Yeah, but he can't see that. It's on his body.
No, I agree. I'm with you.
Anyways, so I
don't know why they would do that.
Then he is looking around, I guess, like where they think that she is.
Yeah.
He ends up finding her phone, so he tries to go toward, like, more into the woods to try and find her. He's saying that maybe she, like, dropped it and ran into the woods.
Yes, yeah.
So he goes out there.
Because, like, she's scared.
Right.
Well, and that was the other thing. The mom had told them she may be hiding.
Right.
Because that's what we've taught her
right.
to do. So she may not be near her car. She might be away from her car.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, well, I found her phone. She may be hiding even further. Maybe she got hurt or something. I'm gonna go further into this desert woods bit to try and see if she's in there.
And he ends up finding this abandoned building.
Fucking out of nowhere. To be quite honest, I swear to God, it looks like it just popped up.
It's not a house.
It's not a house. It's not a cabin, and it doesn't look like a factory.
No, it's weird though.
It looks kind of like a warehouse.
I feel like it's for the mining company, but they're like not
using it at the moment.
And I don't know what mining company buildings are supposed to look like.
Me neither.
I mean, it's clearly quite old.
It's very old.
I mean, maybe it's supposed to be. See, again, this is where they could have connected it
maybe
to
it was,
Gary.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe it was like some kind of old timey mining town that got deserted building.
And like, I mean, because he would go into the old mining, into the old mines.
Yeah.
and look at stuff, and there would be structures and whatnot. And I feel like maybe they could have done that. Like maybe where she broke down was close to a mine exit.
Yeah, something.
And or entrance, and she went in there, and so he followed. But they didn't do that. They just did a building. What the fuck is the building? I don't know. Anyways.
Kind of, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of makes me wonder. Oh, wait, here, go on. And then I'll share my thought when we get to the point that I'm thinking of.
Okay. Well, Luke goes into the building, and he has his flashlight and his body cam on, so he can actually see. And he's looking around. He's hearing things like, he's hearing footsteps coming
like
towards him, shuffling. And then all of a sudden he's starting to hear like voices, like almost like a singing or something.
Like a sing-songy.
Yeah. And it's like kind of in the distance. He goes back outside of the building.
Yeah.
I guess towards the voices.
Yeah.
It all sounds the same to me, so I don't know why he went back outside.
Yeah.
And then he starts to hear screaming coming from inside the building. So he goes back to the building.
Yeah, thinking that, oh shit, oh no.
Like she's in there, she probably like fell and hurt.
Yeah.
And he starts
on a
calling
nail
to her.
or something.
He's trying to also like radio in his partner Ron, I think. But the radio is staticky, like he can't get any sort of reception, which makes sense because we said like past
reception
blacktop
out there is hard.
Right. So I get it, frequencies, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when he goes back in there, he's like looking around and stuff like that. And then I don't know what the fuck happens. Either he gets hit or he falls, but his flashlight is now broken.
Yes.
We like something happens. And
something
then
happens.
Cuts to black, and then it cuts back, and it's night vision.
Yeah.
On his camera,
on his body cam,
and his flashlight doesn't work.
Yeah.
So he's trying to like find his way around.
Oh my god! And I feel bad. This is where I checked out. This is where I started looking for therapists.
Really?
Because I was just like, because he's searching with his hand in front of him.
Yeah.
For like 50 minutes. It feels. It's too long.
Yeah.
It's too long of him doing shit and me supposed to be like engaged, looking around,
right,
being scared.
Yeah.
I wasn't, and I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, okay, cool.
I mean, there are some like kind of creepy parts, but it like doesn't. You already did the creepiest thing that you could have done.
Yes.
With the
guy
behind the tree.
Yeah.
That was the creepiest thing you could have done. There was some other things that were kind of creepy, but it was like, meh. So
I mean, but there is that guy that's like standing in there.
Yeah, he ends up like finding his way down these stairs, and when he gets there, or like as he's going down towards the stairs, or like down the stairs, there's like a guy at the very
just standing there,
very bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
And Luke looks back up the stairs because he can hear voices up there or screaming or something, and then he looks back down and the guy is gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god. And then so he keeps going forward and he keeps searching.
Well, but here's my thing. So I was wondering, because the guy's wearing like a baseball cap. I'm wondering if that's Gary's baseball cap. Oh. That's what I wanted to point out. I didn't go back and look because we do know that Gary's wearing a baseball cap when he goes out. So that might have been like one of those connecting factors. Because the guy's wearing like normal people clothes.
Yeah.
Considering that he might be a desert person.
Well, I wonder if he's the guy that was in the basement.
Oh.
And now he lives out there.
That would kind of make sense.
I wonder.
Yeah. Like he's just kind of chilling.
Yeah, like he's kind of chilling everywhere.
Yeah.
But so that guy leaves him alone, and Luke is still searching around and whatnot. And then all of a sudden we see the guy again right in front of him. I don't know if it's a different guy or not. I couldn't really tell. It's the same guy?
Yeah.
Could you tell?
It's the same guy. I literally couldn't tell.
But Luke is like kind of going towards him, and then the guy just starts like banging stuff everywhere.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Luke, well, we get a voiceover while that's happening of Luke being like, yeah, so that was really weird. I totally forgot that Luke survived.
Me too. I thought
we were about to see Luke die.
Yeah, like
and then my dumbass, like when his voice came back over the episode, I was like, oh shit, he did. I forgot.
Oh, fuck, good for him. Yeah, like we literally had heard from him earlier in the episode.
But so yeah, Luke tells us like, yeah, we couldn't find her. Never could find her. We just found her car and her cell phone. And Patricia, Miliana's mom, like doesn't finish her interview. She just leaves.
She's just gone.
And now we got a Red Robin. We got a round robin of back to Kathy being like, you know, I'll never stop looking for the truth about Minnie and blah blah blah. My girl, the truth is apparently she died of hyperthermia and some fuck shit was going on in her basement, and that's it. That's all I can give you.
That's it, unfortunately. Unless you want to go, I don't know how you get rid of concrete. You can go do that.
Yeah,
and maybe go into this condemned trailer.
I'm kind of confused
because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and then fucking ooh, that made me so fucking mad. I would have been fine I would have been like, you know what, 2 out of 5 stars because it was
not
kind
that
of
big
shit,
of a deal. Yeah,
but they tried
had a
to
couple
make a
scares.
movie.
Yeah,
yeah. The ending was good again.
Yeah.
Well, again, just end with Emiliana.
That would have been
fucking
so
being
good.
scared.
Yeah,
and all that part, and then you could have just had Luke explaining like, we went in there, we tried to find stuff, but maybe it was because they wanted, if that was the same baseball cap that Gary was wearing, maybe
it's a
they
connector,
wanted to connect it, but like
Yeah.
you could have connected it in a different
could
way.
have done it in a different way.
Whatever.
Whatever.
But like I feel like
or even what it could have been, we could have seen the weird guy standing behind the tree. Maybe he had on like Gary's jacket or something.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, while we were looking for Emiliana and we found her cell phone, we also found this jacket. Come to find out, it belongs to Gary.
Right.
So easy. Such
Right.
a great connector. Okay, cool. Now I'm not going to be pissed off because now I know it's the same desert person.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That's it.
You didn't have to do all this shit.
Of him searching.
You could have done the big
You
scare
made me
with
look for a
Emiliana.
therapist. You made me finally look for a therapist. You know how raw that is?
Thank you. Thank you. Bitch.
Thank you.
But yeah, and so then this is where I get pissed off with Gal because she's just like, yeah, all that shit, blah, blah, blah. Also, for everybody interested, we're still compiling all this stuff with the documentary crew, and that will be coming. So she's basically telling us to shut the fuck up and wait.
Yeah. Be like,
to have
hey,
some goddamn patience.
I know that you guys are going to be really pissed off because we promised you this like small crew of people, aka one guy.
Yeah.
Is supposed to be going out in the desert looking for either Gary or the cabin where Gary probably died. And that's not what this movie was. Fuck you. We're still making it. And it's like, you should have just waited and made it.
And then the last clip that we have is this guy named Oscar.
Oscar.
And he's doing an intro to his vlog where he's basically just like, I'm going to be going to
Estados Unidos.
What did he say? Estado de Navarra.
Yeah, Estado de Navarra.
And he's going to be there for 30 days because he wants to go and find, he wants to go explore the stuff that happened with Gary. I forget his last Hinge. And that, you know, a lot of people have been searching for this cabin, but they don't know what I know.
Yeah.
And then we get this final clip of the cabin at a different angle than we've seen before.
Yes.
And so I'm like, oh, okay, like,
Cool,
great.
we found it.
But also, like, again, I was promised that this was a bunch of university students.
Yes.
Or, no, they were a bunch of influencers. Who went out to go and find this cabin.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting one guy.
Just the one influencer,
who is
actually.
not, I don't think he's an influencer. He's just some fucking guy.
He just makes blogs.
And he's going to go find this cabin because he knows something we don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but when I did look up the third one to try and watch it, it does say that Oscar goes out there. The only reason why Oscar is able to go out there and do what he does is because there is a fire. There's like a wildfire happening.
Oh.
It's called Firewatch. So
why is he speaking Spanish?
he's from
He's
from South America.
What I'm saying
he's
is
from somewhere
like,
in South America.
Why not these movies were made in the 2020s?
Yeah, the first one was made during COVID.
In the peak of TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what a modern day influencer looks like.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted somebody who was like older, because luckily for TikTok, it's a plethora of people.
Oh my God, there's so many individuals.
It's similar to YouTube. It's like
Anybody.
Huge range.
Yeah, big range.
Of people. You could have had somebody who was like in their 30s or their 40s who very much still had almost like an influencer type of thing, type of persona about them, and done that. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with Oscar, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having somebody who's Spanish speaking.
No.
What I'm saying is, who is your audience?
Yeah, who are we catering to right now? Because like what you could have done is get someone who, I don't know, who looks like they've been like an established influencer for a while. Think like the Green Brothers and stuff like that. Someone who had started off in the social media sphere at a younger age, probably in their 20s. Now they're well established. This is the kind of content they've been making for forever. Maybe they're like a not a faux. What am I thinking of? Amateur investigative journalist of some kind that's been doing this for a while. So at this point, they're basically a journalist. And they're just like, hey, this story really piqued my interest.
And especially because there's so many things dealing with true crime. That's very
so easy to tap
into. There's such
into.
a cookie cutter way of being a true crime influencer right
Yeah.
now. That sounds like such a horrible thing to say,
But
it's
it is,
true.
it's the truth.
It's the truth,
It's
guys.
the truth.
You know what?
Unfortunately.
You know what? Fuck you guys. If it
Yeah.
does sound bad, it's because it's true.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's how are you gonna sit here? Literally, her arms were cut off, her legs were cut off, and thank you to HelloFresh.
Yeah.
Like, that's. But anyway, but because of that, there was such a cookie cutter way of doing it.
There was you could have done that. You could have done these influencers who like to go on like retreats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or people who are in like diet culture.
Yes.
Being like, we're going to go and do this fast because we want to be one with nature.
Yes.
And blah, blah, blah. People from
And
California.
also like spiritually connect with Gary.
Yeah. Exactly.
Paranormal, anybody.
Yeah.
People who like to go into like old ghost towns, especially on the fucking West.
Yeah, supernatural people.
They like to go out there with like Ouija boards and those like staticky machines.
Any of those things.
Any of them.
And no offense to this guy who plays Oscar. He seems fun. I kind of like him.
He seems crazy.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he seems nuts.
like,
I love it.
Like he's up there.
He
And
seems
I'm just like, good
he's
for
just
you.
like high energy.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna drain my social battery.
Yeah.
But like
and I'm
in a fun
excited
way.
about it.
Yeah.
So I do like him.
Yeah.
I just feel like they really missed the mark with
Who
what
and
the
what
fucking
to
influencer is.
Yeah.
It's giving older millennial trying literally the Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. Hello,
Hey,
fellow kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Literally.
giving that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no offense,
Yeah.
Oscar, you're not what I want.
You're
this
not
movie.
the thing that
I'm
I
still
was
gonna watch
thinking.
the third
I'm still gonna
movie.
watch it because this is what I was promised.
Right.
And it's what I want.
And I'm really hoping that it gets better, but it's just
Yeah.
so for us being like, oh yeah, this movie could have been summed up in
Two fat bitches.
yeah, literally I'm in an hour and 17 minutes.
Yeah, and this is the third take now because we paused twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, what would you give this movie?
A 1.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.
Oh, if I'm being kind.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 0 if I didn't feel so bad about that.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, the two scares where he pops up in the back of the window and then where he pops up behind the tree.
This is
perfect.
It's where I feel bad because I feel like movies like these could find so much better success, especially social media wise, if they had somebody outside of their little bubble who just wants to yes man this movie into existence to look at it. If they had somebody who would be critical to be like, this is kind of a plot hole, this doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Why didn't you
what
go
direction
in
was this going
yeah,
in?
like
yeah.
why would you not just do this? Because it's like was this movie shorter than the first one?
I think so.
And it had so many more people talking about it and 2 stories.
2 stories, not just the one.
And just the one story.
Just the one story actually.
But it had so much more and it felt like it had so much less.
Yes.
And it also just kind of sucked.
It was not that great. It was not that great. And it's
I mean,
so
again,
unfortunate
2
because
fat
like
bitches, but
it's 2 fat bitches, of course. Yeah, you guys still made a movie. You know, kudos for you. You have, here's your flowers. But like,
lots of people were involved.
I enjoyed that it was a lot of normal looking people.
Yeah.
No more iPhone face individuals.
It gave
I love
a lot.
that.
It gave much more of a documentary style, like
That's
a
the
documentary feel.
I will give them. Here's 2 things that I will give them. 1, very documentary feeling because it just looks like normal people doing shit in a place.
Yeah.
Cool, dope, awesome. Love that. 2, oh my God, the wide shots of the scenery.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
I kept, oh my God, because it was just reminding me of when we went out to Reno and I would make the coworker that I went with stop and stare at scenery because I'm just like, you have no idea how fucking gorgeous this is.
Yeah.
I love the mountains. I love the desert.
Yeah.
I think that they did such a good job with all these shots.
Yeah.
That's it.
They had the story.
They had it. Even if they still wanted to do the 2, they could have. And it could have been great.
It was just not. I feel like they're focused. I don't even know what they're focusing on.
I don't know what they're focusing on.
It really does feel like they're just focusing on making it scary. And it's not
That
scary.
was it. Yeah. It was giving like, not even, how do I say? It's jump scare factor without the jump scare, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it's the hidden in plain sight kind of
Yeah.
thing where like, oh, this thing is happening and you don't realize that. It's like when in the first one where he comes down from where he bends down.
Yeah.
It was giving that twice.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was supposed to be giving that the whole time.
And it wasn't.
And it didn't.
No.
It just made me annoyed a lot of times.
Yeah.
And then scared twice.
Yeah.
The one happened to be just now.
Because my
sister saw it and I didn't. Because I was so checked out that I was looking again at I don't know if you guys heard me, but I was looking at therapists because that's how bored I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this movie.
I wouldn't either.
And maybe the third one won't have any connection to the second one and you can just skip it.
That'd be great.
You have it.
It's there, dude.
It's there.
It is. And again, two fat bitches on the couch. You don't have to listen to us, obviously, but just know that like we were a part of the audience, and I like it. I want to like it.
Yeah.
But then you kind of wreck it at some point.
Oh, he on his Instagram of almost a year ago, he said part 3 has been the hardest I've ever worked, some of the dirtiest I've ever been, and also a time when I had one of the most frightening experiences of my life.
Oh no.
I can't wait to share it with you.
Okay.
Well, I'm excited to watch it, Mr. Dutch.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. I like the idea of it.
Yeah. Oh, Firewatch and Beyond. Oh my God.
And Beyond.
Dutch.
Girly. Just the 3.
Just the 3.
Maybe. Maybe.
Listen,
I'll take a 4th.
This could be a Hell House situation if they
I
get their
love
shit together.
Hell House. Oh my God.
Maybe we should do that one.
I'd love that one.
Do you want to do that one?
That'd be great. I love Hell House.
Let's do that until this one comes out. Because I
Okay.
think there's like 5.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of them.
I've only seen the first 3, I think. Yeah.
I think there might only be 3 or 4.
Is there?
We'll do Hell House.
Okay, we'll do Hell House next.
And if we get too scared or bored, we'll...
First one fucks. Oh my God.
Dude, it does fuck.
The first one fucks.
You're right.
It scares me so much. Oh my God.
And then they go all demonic. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
which I'm like,
why can't we just be scary?
Yeah. I mean, like, I appreciate the, what is it? The third, no, is it the second? The third Paranormal Activity of it all. Like, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But also, I'm kind of like,
The third one is so scary.
bro, this shit's so scary.
Paranormal Activity is another one that we should do.
We should.
It's so scary.
I don't really care. No, what's the one that I don't care for? I think it's the 4th one. It's the 2nd and the 4th. I love the 5th.
Which one's the 4th one? Oh, the one with the kid?
Mm-hmm. Where Hunter is a
Yeah, I'm okay with that one.
kid. The 2nd and the 4th
I like
I don't
the
care
Hispanic
for.
one.
The 5th one.
Bitch.
I
Ooh,
love that one.
that one is so fucking
That one is
scary.
my favorite.
When they put the camera down the vent.
Stop.
And then they see that scary lady and
Stop.
she's doing weird shit with that other lady.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then she looks over at
Yeah. No.
Oh my God. It
No,
gives
thank
me
you.
oh, I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
it's so
Fucking
scary.
fuck that shit. It's
Ooh.
so, that's what I'm saying. 1, 3, and 5. Fantastic. 2 and 4. Meh.
I forget what the second one was.
Second one is her sister.
Oh, right. You know why I couldn't get into it? And then we'll end the episode. Is because the main actress of that was in an SVU episode.
Same. Yes. It killed it for me. I was like, oh, I've seen you.
Yeah.
Aw, you're not real.
It's so funny.
You're not really in this.
I remember as soon as she popped up, I was just like, she was in SVU.
I know. It ruined it. It's so bad because, like, I want a Blair Witch.
Yeah.
I want these. This is your one and only thing you get to do.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll do Hell House next.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
at
So
an hour and 40 minutes.
fucking hell, Jesus Christ. So Hell House LLC next week.
Number 1.
Number 1. Bye.
Bye. I'm scared.
You're scared.
I still can't laugh that hard.
With her bayang.
bayang.
It's crazy.
The bayang.
Her haircut was crazy. Literally, she popped up on the screen and went, whoa.
But she's literally been biting my nipples now.
Oh.
I'm so pissed off that she started doing that.
Just
I
punch
know
her.
why she's doing it. It's like once it gets to a certain length, she's just trying to explore what's happening. I'm like, can you explore not on my nipple?
Not
please?
on me. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Anything else? Anywhere else?
Yeah, literally this morning
Not
I was
on
so
me.
pissed off. She was feeding when we were still sleeping.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden I felt her bite. She doesn't bite hard is the thing.
She
but
just
it's
goes-
yeah, but it's
like a
enough
Squidward
to-
bite?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's enough to just be like,
Why are you biting me?
why the fuck are you biting me?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I literally like threw her off of me and towards, and I was just like, get her, she bit me. And he was just like, okay, can we calm down? Like, we're still sleeping.
It's just
And-
like, you don't get it. She's not sitting there
And I
biting
was
your
like,
nipple.
Well, first of all, the sun's fucking out. And second of all, she's biting me. So don't tell me to calm down. I'm being bitten.
I'm being bitten in
on
my
my
sleep.
nipple.
On my nipple.
Let me bite your nipple. See how you fucking feel.
Yeah, see how you feel about it.
Are you okay?
My phone's AI just lit up.
What does AI mean?
Like, you know, like Siri.
Oh, maybe she, heard
just
something.
like lit up. Spooky.
Your agent is checking in.
Yeah.
Also, why is she in an airplane hangar? Did you notice
I
that?
saw that. What was that about?
What was that about?
I don't know.
She's in an airplane hangar.
This is giving like
She's in a
Sister
house.
Bevy from
Yeah.
the first one, where she's just
Where's
hopping around
Bevy
from place to
going?
place. Where is Bevy
Where are you
going?
going? What are you doing? Sit down.
Just sit down. Just stay in one place.
Stay in one place.
We saw you were. I saw you in their first place. I thought that was great.
Good
I thought that was a
God.
good spot.
Anyways, like, does HIPAA apply to dead bodies?
I don't know.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah, because like, do I have
rights as a dead body? Well, I know
you
I
do have rights as a dead body, yeah.
But like HIPAA? Because I know that like in a trial, if somebody dies, like, and somebody calls for their psychologist or something like that, like the psychologist still can't tell what happened.
Yeah, because that's patient-client
privilege.
Patient-client privilege, yeah. Same with lawyers and whatnot.
Right. But it's like they're dead.
But like, yeah, like, because like what happens?
Nothing bad can happen to them.
Like,
what am I going to do? Put their corpse in jail?
If I go to a coroner, the coroner has to say what happened to me when they look.
Right.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Also, how does my dead body have more rights?
Let's not. I'm going to get pissed off.
I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to go there.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go. I'm drinking coffee.
I'm taking a sip.
I'm eating a French fry.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Shut up. Let's not be pretending.
Are you
here.
feeling down because of everybody's heads and arms being cut off? Here's my code to BetterHelp.
Yeah, literally.
Like, guys,
I've been losing sleep thinking about this.
But on my Helix mattress.
But you know what helps me get that sleep back? My Helix mattress.
Use code head and arms cut off 20 to get 20% off your next fucking Helix mattress. God.